In Lafayette, the wind has died down. 3 hours after paramedic Marc Creswell got the call, his air ambulance heads for Tulane Hospital. He's borrowed a critical piece of equipment from a local hospital. He'll need it to evacuate Drew Schaff.
I called the nurse at one of the local hospitals, an ICU manager, and I asked for their isolate, which is a form of an incubator with a lot of advanced life support gear, and they were readily able to give that to us, no questions asked.
Creswell flies over New Orleans just after dawn. He's stunned to see the city submerged below.
My first impression of Katrina was, wow, I've never seen anything like this. And how am I going to handle it?
There's no longer any air traffic control regulating flight over New Orleans. The possibility of a mid-air collision is on everyone's mind.
Essentially, we were flying blind. Had to use your eyes and keep an eye out for every aircraft around. There were literally dozens of Coast Guard and military aircraft on scene.
Creswell finally lands on the garage roof next to Tulane Hospital. He sees that the building is surrounded by almost 2 meters of water.
I knew that as fast as this water was coming up, they weren't going to have power much longer.
Nobody knows how quickly the water will rise and just when the generator will flood. Creswell does know he has to get 21 life support patients out of Tulane before the power goes out.
Good Lord. Nice to see you.
Everyone had looked like they had been through a terrorist incident. Their eyes were big. They looked like they had been in this incident for days and days and days. They were obviously scared, and the sense of urgency was real high.
Creswell will have to juggle an enormous amount of information. Who's the sickest? What does each patient weigh? Which rescue helicopter is equipped to carry them? He quickly decides which of the infants is top priority.
She's first.
He's picked Drew Schaff.
She was a very sick kid. I didn't know all the details, but I knew she was sick. You could see a big, huge surgical scar down her chest, lots of IV tubings on her, lots of bandages. And I knew that she was a priority, and this was the first kid we needed to get out. We needed to get her out now.
Staff prepare to move Drew from her hospital bed into the special portable incubator.
She was awake for the first time since her surgery, and so I was thinking, great, she's starting to wake up, and they're going to put her in a little incubator in a helicopter and send her back.
Moving Drew is complicated and risky. If her breathing tube is accidentally knocked out during transport, she will die within 5 to 10 minutes. A respiratory specialist ensures that the tube is perfectly placed in her tiny trachea to minimize movement. Drew's heart also depends on life-saving medicine. After the transfer to the incubator, Drew's team monitors her oxygen saturation, heart rate, temperature, and respiration rate. They watch closely to make sure her skin color stays healthy. The slightest tinge of blue means immediate intervention.
I absolutely remember those last few minutes before they took her. It was hard. I mean, I was a mess. I was crying.
I said, look, we're gonna get through this. We gotta get ourselves together. Let's help out however we can. Just get your mind off it. Know your baby girl's gonna be fine, and we're gonna get you out of here. And so she held up really well.
After 5 minutes, Drew is considered stable. Now she can be transported to the helicopter. Getting to the makeshift helipad will be a journey in itself. Drew will have to be transported from the hospital's 4th floor down to the 2nd floor. Here, the rescuers will enter an elevated walkway that links the hospital to the parking garage next door. Then up another 6 floors to the garage roof. The elevator is the smoothest way to carry Drew down 2 floors. But as the rescue team enters, the door suddenly jams. Then slams shut before Brandy can get back in.
I freaked out because, oh my God, they're in the elevator. I'm not going to be able to see Drew again. And the nurses start, it's okay. We're going to get her out. We're going to get out. We're going to get to you. It'll be okay. And the guy that was standing on the side of me, just helping, he pulled the doors open and everybody got out.
They decide it's too risky to use the elevator.
We're gonna need those flashlights.
They're forced to carry Drew in her 91-kilogram incubator down 2 flights of stairs. Steve isn't happy, but he knows they have no choice.
Careful!
The floors were sweating because they had lost ACs, so it was very slippery. Lights were flashing from the emergency lights trying to come on and off. The air was just really stale, and it was, just kind of like something you'd see in a movie.
The team strains to keep the incubator perfectly balanced. The tiniest misstep, the most minuscule shift, could dislodge Drew's breathing tube.
Don't drop it!
Bringing Drew down the stairs in the incubator on the stretcher was very nerve-wracking. Knowing if we just, rock it or do anything wrong with it, ventilator down her throat kind of scared me.
It takes Drew's team more than 20 minutes just to get down 2 flights of stairs. Drew isn't out of danger yet. As they enter the raised walkway, the reality of their situation hits home.
When I came downstairs and we were walking across and I saw the water in the street, what really got my attention was the generators that were sitting outside, and the water was coming up to the bottom of the generators that are on parked 18-wheeler trailers. And I knew that Drew wasn't the only person on a ventilator at that time, and if they would lose electricity, I was kind of getting scared.